What's good, fam? I got something new for you right now. Dogghouse got people heated, and not just because of the mid-bars. Producers and engineers been flagging AI-style punch-ins all week, and there's a line where Drake damn near says Kendrick's name, then swerves last second like he saw a red light. I'm not here claiming courtroom proof, but the timing is wild, the sound is weird, and the pattern is screaming corner cut. If you heard that switch around a minute 40 and thought, hold up, that ain't the same voice, you ain't alone. This might be the first time the so-called face of the league is using a Drake voice model to finish his own record of himself. That's insane. And it fits the exact playbook he's been on since tailor-made freestyle. Here's what's new. The last couple days, folks on X and TikTok been posting spectral comparisons, and you can hear it plain as day. Early in the verse, the ad-libs got human air, tiny breaths, that little throat grit that says a real person's in front of the mic. Then mid-verse, boom. It's like the consonants go plastic, the S sound smear, the timing locks too clean, and the formants sit like they got dragged into place. Some ears got it pinned at about 138 to 145, where everything snaps to this robotic chill that don't match the live cadence he been doing on tour. Again, I ain't telling you it's 100% confirmed. I'm telling you it sounds off, and a whole lot of engineers are hearing the same thing. If that's not an AI patch, then explain the breath mismatch. Explain the switch from human swing to mannequin timing. Explain why the performance stops feeling alive. Even if you think I'm reaching, the number's not reaching for him. Dogghouse came in softer than, what did I miss and which one? That's not me being petty. That's the charts catching a chill. I keep seeing the Monday drop excuse, like we ain't seen Tyler, the creator, walk in on a Tuesday and still go big. Miss me with that. When the music connects, it connects. Meanwhile, clips dropping grown man rap and their core shows up every time, streaming plus physicals. That's loyalty you can't rent with playlists. Drake's been living off algorithms, and the algorithm finally said, nah, charge it to the game. This ain't some out the blue moment either. He already played with synthetic voices on tailor-made freestyle using imitations of Tupac and Snoop Dogg before it got pulled. That was a nasty line cross, and he knew exactly what he was doing. Then he doubled down with the Somebody Loves Me video, flooded with AI imagery that felt soulless and low effort, like he hit generate and called it art. It's giving shortcut. It's giving let me do the minimum, then spin it as avant-garde. That's not visionary, that's laziness with a budget. If he really wanted to experiment, he could have just told us. Label it as a test, drop a raw cut right after what human takes, show the process, give the craft some respect. Transparency would have been a W. Instead, we got smoke and mirrors. Back to Dogghouse, the intro actually feels human. You can hear those tiny inhales, the stagger that comes from punching live. Then halfway through, it's like someone hit a filter and forgot to put the soul back in. Transients flatten. The rhythm grid grabs the vowels. The energy dips into uncanny valley. And right around the features, with Yeat, pronounced Yeat, and Julia Wolf floating in the mix, that's exactly where the main voice starts acting funny. You stack a clean feature next to a synthetic sounding main, and the contrast exposes the trick. It's like he tried to camouflage the switch up by keeping the beat moving. But the ear don't lie. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Let's talk that almost name drop. There's a bar in that second half that walks right up to Kendrick's porch and then backs away like it remembered. Not like us, it's still sitting on the lawn doing numbers. Classic Drake move, throw a pebble, hope it rattles the window, then pretend you wasn't aiming at the house. I'm not saying he said the name, I'm saying the shape of the bar feels designed to jab without waking the giant, and that's exactly why the AI angle feels so nasty here. Kendrick been on a whole mission proving the human element can't be cloned. Different voices, breaths, imperfections, character changes, stuff you can't fake cleanly. Drake, meanwhile, out here smoothing his edges to the point you can see the filter. Quick pause, because if you rock with real vocals and not this synthetic slide, lock in with me. Drop a like so more people see what's really happening. Hit subscribe if you want the timestamp by timestamp breakdown, and turn those notices on. I'm pulling receipts all week, from breath tests to phase flips. If you're here for the craft, you're part of the fam. Let's keep it a W. Here's the bigger danger. If Drake, the guy who calls himself the face of the league, is patching his own voice with a model, he's basically telling labels, you don't need me in the room. Faster, cheaper, more control for them, less humanity for us. That's a slippery slope to robot playlists and artists as logos. And you want to know the nastiest part? He could have avoided all this with patience. Sit on the record until you can track it right. Drop a raw Dogghouse version with the breaths in, leave the mistakes in, make people feel something, or do a studio sit down and show prove it's you line by line. That's how you earn back trust. Instead, we got Franken songs stitched together for speed. Another L for the resume, and don't let anybody gaslight you with, it's just mixing. I love clean mixes. I hate sterilized performances. There's a difference. Clean is polished, sterile is lifeless. Dogghouse keeps tripping into lifeless mid-verse, and that's why the replay value is toast. If your voice can't sweat, the song can't breathe. If the song can't breathe, it can't live. And it's wild because when he actually raps like a human, even his haters will admit he can catch a pocket. But this new AI as Band-Aid energy, straight L. And the wildest twist is we ain't even at the messiest part yet. Because when we follow this breadcrumbs trail to the numbers, to the label incentives, and then peek at what's going on with Lil Baby, you start seeing a whole machine running on fumes and shortcuts. Stick with me, because the next part might actually shock you more than the vocal swap. And here's where it gets nastier. Because if the machine sees a top dog skating by on patched vocals, that becomes the template. Faster schedules, cheaper sessions, A&Rs checking boxes instead of checking souls. You think that doesn't trickle down? It turns every young artist into a brand asset first and a human second. That's the grift. That's why this ain't just Drake being Drake. This is a blueprint for hollow music. And the wild part is, it didn't need to be this way. Drop a human cut, let the breaths live, bring in a live bassist, let the mic bleed, show the comping, show the takes. You can be the face and still respect the craft. But when the face of the league starts moving like a lab project, the whole league takes an L. Now peep the timing, because while Dogghouse was cooling off on the charts, a different headline started floating. Lil Baby retiring. The post flying around was tagged to Wolfpack Global, saying Baby stepping away from music. Is that official? Not from his mouth. Could be a stunt, could be real, could be folks around him trying to redirect the narrative. I'm not claiming a stamped announcement. I'm saying the talk hit, and folks believed it because the sign's been looking rough. We've seen multiple tour dates get quietly canceled before because of slow tickets. We heard about a project called The Leaks that was expected and then seemingly vanished. Add in the Atlanta cloud with Young Thug's legal situation and Gunna's clean pivot back into hit-making and brand-friendly moments, and Baby ends up looking stuck while the lane keeps moving. Real ones remember when My Turn had him feeling inevitable, but somewhere after that, it got copy-paste. 30-song track lists, playlist fishing. A lot of output, not a lot of identity. And the thing is, this retirement whisper reads like a panic button. If it's legit, okay, get your head right, regroup. If it's marketing, that's even worse. Because once the music lands and it's another bloated drop with 2-week shelf life, that fake drama won't save the replay value. The audience already told you what they want. Tighter, truer, smaller circles. 8 to 10 songs, 1 story, 2 or 3 producers, no filler. Go where the pain lives, not where the numbers hide. That would be a W. Another algorithm dump, straight L. And it loops back to the same theme. Shortcuts versus substance. Drake leaning on synthetic neatness is the glossy version. Baby leaning on endless track lists is the grindhouse version. Both are scared to let the song breathe. Meanwhile, look at someone like Tyler, the creator, dropping off cycle and still going up because the music feels intentional. Look at the Clips, who never chased robot playlists and still got a core that shows up. Buys vinyl, quotes lines, debates verses. Loyalty beats virality every time. Back to Dogghouse though, because I know y'all heard that almost name drop aimed at Kendrick. It's the oldest Drake trick. Salute with one hand, sneak a jab with the other, and keep the legal name out so he can play coy. But after Not Like Us, that's a dangerous game. Kendrick's whole point lately been that humanity can't be cloned. Voice shifts, breath prints, soul in the syllables. If Drake is out here sandblasting his own vocals until they sound like a mannequin, he's proving Kendrick right without Kendrick even touching a mic. That's wild. That's the L you can't spin. Here's the simple fix that would flip this whole conversation tomorrow. Be transparent. If AI touched Dogghouse, say that. Own the experiment, then drop the human cut, raw and imperfect. Show the takes. Do a sit down with the engineer and walk through the comp. Put the humanity back in the center, and the audience will meet you halfway. And if AI didn't touch it, cool, prove it. Studio footage, stem breakdown, breath continuity. Either way, sunlight is a done. Smoke and mirrors is cooked. So this last week in rap, reality check. A mega artist flirting with machine-made neatness while the numbers slide. A former chart bully possibly hanging it up, or at least pretending to. Fans not falling for stunts. Engineers catching artifacts. The casual ear still can't name but can definitely feel. The culture is saying the quiet part loud. We want records that sweat again. We want that heartbeat in the headphones. No algorithm can fake that for long. If you made it this far, you a real one. Drop your Dogghouse timestamp in the comments where you heard the voice switch. Tell me if you caught that Kendrick adjacent bar ducking the name. If you think I'm reaching, say that too. I'm with the debate. Smash that like so the suits can't throttle this convo. Sub up and hit the bell because I'm dropping the breath test demo, a phase cancel check, and a live versus recorded comparison next. I'm also lining the breakdown on how voice models shape performance versus human throat resonance, plain language, no nerd cap. And for the Lil Baby situation, I'm cooking a reset blueprint he could actually win with. No bots, no filler. If y'all want that, let me know and I'll bring the receipts. Until then, protect the craft, demand the human, and don't let the league crown a lab coat.